Leaving your pooch at home can be heartbreaking. Those pleading, "Don't leave me," puppy dog eyes make you want to grab their leash and take them with you. But no matter how much we might want to, taking our dogs with us everywhere isn't possible. It could be dangerous or boring for them, or maybe we're heading somewhere that doesn't welcome canine guests. In these cases, it's always safest to leave our dogs at home. So, what really goes through your dog's mind when you leave them alone? Will leaving them for a few hours more than usual damage their trust in you? Do they notice you're gone and miss you as much as you miss them? What do they even do all day when you're not there to keep them company? Stay tuned to find out. Before we start, take a moment to subscribe and join our canine-loving community. Why did you leave? If given the choice, your dog would follow you everywhere. Your bathroom doorway while you do your business is one thing, but the local supermarket or your workplace is another. When you have to leave them behind, you're bound to be met with a wide-eyed look of betrayal. What did they do to make you leave? Are you mad at them? What do they mean? No pets allowed. Unfortunately, there's no way to explain why we have to leave. The treats we buy with our hard-earned paycheck might soften the blow a little, but our dogs would rather we stay home forever. After all, who's going to give them belly rubs on demand? Who will they give their favorite ball to for the high honor of throwing it again? I miss you. Dogs don't feel emotions the same way we do, but they still miss you when you're not there. Although they can adjust to the routine of you leaving, they don't understand why you can't take them too. Even if they know we'll return eventually, if we're not there at that moment, dogs will pine for the sound of the car pulling up on the drive or the key turning in the lock. The longer you're away, the more your dog misses you. They might have a very limited sense of time, but they still know it's been a while since they last saw you. What about ear scratches? It feels like it's been years since their last belly rub. What if you're not back in time to feed them? What do they do then? Can I come too? As soon as your shoes are on, your fur baby is by the door waiting for their leash to be clipped on. No matter where you're going, your dog is always pining for another adventure. So many smells to sniff and people to meet and... Wait, what do you mean they can't come? Who's going to protect you? There are nasty monsters out there like those smelly buses or the neighbor's cat. You might be tempted to stop and pet them without your dog there to remind Kitty who's boss. What about all the fun they're going to miss out on? You might try to explain that your stuffy office is boring for you, let alone them, but they'll still stare at you with those devastated eyes. Why can't they come too? When you're away, the dogs will play. You know your dog misses you while you're gone, but do you know what they get up to when you're not around? Is it safe to leave them alone? Or will they get into trouble by ripping apart the couch? Most of us just hope our dogs don't sit by the door for hours until we return home. What your dog gets up to while you're away depends on how old they are, how comfortable they are being alone, and whether they have enough toys and fun activities to keep them active. Older dogs who are used to your routine of going to work every day are likely to settle down for a nap until you get home. They might not enjoy being alone, but they know you and your routine. They're happy to dream the day away until you come back. A new puppy will be more active. They don't know you, your house, or any of the strange habits you have. You need to be around more often for your puppy to make sure all their needs are met. All they know is they need to pee. They don't see the carpet as brand new and expensive, it's just soft and the perfect spot to relieve themselves. As for that fancy coffee table, they didn't want to destroy it. They just wanted their teeth to stop hurting. You're leaving? For how long? If you have a regular 9 to 5 and can't make it home for a quick lunch break, your dog will likely be alone for anywhere between 8 to 9 hours a day. Is this okay? How long is too long for your dog? The answer depends on your dog and how familiar they are with the routine of being alone. A younger puppy with less bladder and impulse control shouldn't be left alone for more than 2 to 3 hours at a time. Not only will they make a mess of your floor, but being alone for so long in such a big empty house with so many new smells can be traumatic for them. If you've only just started leaving your dog home alone, you should build up to longer absences. This will give your dog time to adjust to you leaving and learn that no matter how long you're gone, you'll be back before they know it. For older dogs, being left alone for 8 to 9 hours a day is fine. They'll love to see you at lunchtime, but they'll also be okay waiting for you to return. Leave them plenty of toys to keep them occupied and make sure they have plenty of space to explore. Even the most mischievous hounds will barely notice the time flying by. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Dogs have an uncanny ability to wake you up in time for work, or just their breakfast, and meet you at the door with the leash whenever the clock hits their usual walkies time. You might think they have excellent timekeeping skills, but they're just very good at learning your routine and picking up on scents and sounds throughout the day. In the morning, they know they're hungry and learn to recognize how your breathing changes as you wake up. When you leave for work, they know you always grab that same pair of shoes, or the sound of the car keys jingling tips them off. When you return home, they know you're back by the sound of the car engine, or just the way you walk up the drive. You might not think the way you unlock your front door is anything interesting, but for your waiting pooch, your return is the highlight of their day. They wouldn't miss out on the chance to greet their favorite human. It's scary alone. As sociable as they are, dogs dislike being alone. While some manage for a while, others are far more sensitive to losing sight of you. Even leaving the room can be a cause for concern. If they can't see you, how do they know everything's okay? Separation anxiety is one of the biggest causes of destructive behavior in dogs. If your dog isn't used to being alone to trust that you'll come back, they'll work themselves into a panic and search for ways to alleviate their anxiety. Unfortunately, all the furniture in the house is perfect for your puppy to sink their teeth into. You can counteract this by gradually increasing the time you spend away from your dog and making your absence part of your usual routine. As your dog gets used to you leaving, they'll also know you'll be back soon. Can I eat this? Whether your dog is used to being alone or they're new to your schedule, at some point you've likely returned home to ruined furniture. This can be devastating, especially for your wallet when you need to replace everything. Dogs need to stay active, both physically and mentally, to flourish under our care. When they're with you, they're focused on being the best they can be. Anything to put a smile on your face. Alone, there's far less for them to do and far more chances to get into mischief. What are they supposed to do when a car backfires or a storm breaks overhead? There's no one there to reassure them. Always leave your dog plenty of things to do and a safe spot to curl up away from the noise, especially if you're away all day. While some calmer dogs are happy to take a nap, many are too active to sit still. They need a friend to play with and tasty chew toys to gnaw on, or puzzles with treats to keep them occupied. Not only will giving them something to do keep their attention off the yummy-looking coffee table, but concentrating on that puzzle toy will wear them out enough that they'll nap until you come home. Your furniture will be safe, and they'll barely worry about your absence at all. Avoiding incidents like your dog tearing your favorite blanket to shreds isn't always possible. Like us, dogs make mistakes, and their bowed head, sorrowful eyes, and tucked tails can make them look even guiltier. But do dogs actually feel guilt, or are they just scared of how you will react? Check out this video to find out.